What's poppin', everyone? Welcome to the stream. I'm just adjust my camera. Feel like I'm red. That's weird. Just scooch that. Aha! There we go. Sorry about the mess. We're doing some moving stuff again. A lot of things in the personal life. That's gonna be it. But soon we might get a new camera. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I need a shave, eh? What's up, Pookie? How's it going, Dylan? C'est à cause de l'hiver dehors. Voyons voir si ça change. Aha! Ouais! Merci, Brony! On va ranger ça, hein? C'est pas très simple. Hope you having a great week. No, I've been quite busy last week. Unfortunately, I couldn't stream. But today is another day. And today, we're close to the end of the project. We're doing the last piece. The Koi. Most powerful piece. How you guys doing? Hope you had a great week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend coming up. J'ai pas pu être présent aujourd'hui pour te tenir ma flashlight. Next week, Dylan. Yeah, boy. Imagine avoir une flashlight toute la long. Faudrait que je te paye pour ça. Alright. Prendre ça mollo aujourd'hui. Tranquille, pas trop compliqué. Got my bottle of water. Got my coffee. Et bon, je veux pas comment on the screen. Relax mon chum. Alright. Let me show you guys what we have here. Now we have the Queen. The mighty Queen. Unfortunately, I couldn't stream last week, but I was still working on this piece. And since the Queen is the most powerful piece in the chessboard, I want it to be quite intimidating. And today's goal is to polish the whole piece. As you can see over here, shoulder pad is going into the shoulder, well, into the arm. We have this shoulder also going inside. Have no details on the X, so that's gonna be adjusted. Let's see if the music is too loud. You tell me. I'm just gonna. I think I'm just gonna move it over here. C'est quoi ton IG? Il est écrit juste ici, non? Oups. I-A. Haha. AndyArtistArsenal. Oh boy. Ça va être Mighty Queen, Mighty Dwarf Queen. C'est quoi son IG? Wow. Oh yeah. Our little dwarf over here, little dwarf queen. Have the forearm guard to position correctly. Also some stretching that needs to be fixed. Like over here. It's upper part of the dress. We need to fix this. A little fixing, and also the tunic. Tunic wasn't touched at all in this pose, so we need to move it. A few things to do today, but we'll take it slow, one step at a time. Also, we're gonna add some details on the face. As you can see over here, the face has these little artifacts going on. That's character creator creating all this stuff, and also the mouth is not deep enough. Teeth are inside the lips, and we need to add some details of the actual lips details. En vrai, une journée de work pour toi, ça ressemble à quoi? A typical day d'un color blue en 3D. Bam! A typical day would be taking off my coffee, then getting some inspiration online, and je me mets un goal dans la journée et j'essaie d'atteindre le goal le plus proche possible. Ça arrive pas tout le temps, mais on essaye le plus possible. Je vais voir si je peux utiliser Posable Symmetry. Ça ne fonctionne pas. Alright. So we're not going to use Posable Symmetry. We're not even going to use Symmetry because it's going to mess our whole thing. So we're just going to use Move Topological. And move our elements that we need to move. Toi, Dylan, comment ça se passe les projets? That's good. Color blue of 3D. I don't really consider myself a color blue of 3D. Color blue guys are really working hard and hard to make buildings, bridges, roads, all that stuff. Like I'm more doing some entertainment for you guys more than useful stuff. Ça se passe bien. En vrai, je vois le progrès. On se rapproche peu à peu de la transition. Nice, nice. Content pour toi, content pour toi. Toujours un peu dur au début. En fait, moi, je me considère encore au début. Une fois qu'on établit une petite routine, ça aide. It's all about that routine. Peux-tu 3D un pothole? I can. It's pretty easy. So like here, use it on this little armor piece. There you go. Pothole. Okay, I'm just gonna remove the poly paint so I know what I'm using. There we go. So today, folks, we're just polishing the pose, making sure that it looks clean and it looks nice. Because afterwards, we're gonna print it. And since it's the last piece, we're gonna make a nice nice little presentation with all the pieces together afterwards. Really excited to see how this one comes out of the printer. I think it's gonna go well. We're gonna add a little bit more supports on the axe. Just gonna move in the dress a little bit. In this part we need to kind of hide this little thing and make sure that this line is hidden. And it kind of feels like the illusion that it's multiple pieces of metal together. This little part, we're gonna have to scooch it over here underneath the breast guard. Also this one over here. And this one also. Just making sure that everything fits well and nice. And that little button over here. And these ones are kind of dangling in the air, so we're gonna adjust this plate also. Just gonna move that over here. This one over here. So far, so good. Now I know I have engraving on the breastplate on the bottom. See there right here. So what I'm gonna do for those is, wait, I think it's only these two missing. I'm gonna isolate them. And go some transparency. I'm just gonna remove the line. There we go. Gonna switch to a better color for you guys. I think it's too dark. Here we go. You know what? I'll just go over here. Material intensity. Let's crank it up. There we go. So here, just gonna grab this one over here. Push it outwards. So, what do you guys have planned for this weekend? There we go, that's better. With the engravings, that's good, that's good. As for the torso itself, it looks pretty good. Buttons are on this plate, this one also. Just need some adjustment over here. The tunic is going to be right underneath this plate. And now we need to focus on these ones over here. So one thing I'm going to do to make my life a little bit easier, instead of going on all subtools, I'm going to send this project, I'm just going to save before that. I'm going to send the whole thing to our T-pose tool. You know when you guys order something slushy, like they like blend ice in a drink, like a sludge or ice cap or all that stuff, you always end up with that, like a third of the drink just being ice. So then you have to wait till the ice melts, and then you can drink it. It's so long. It's taking so long. Alright. Yep. That's my life. Alright. Let's go to T-pose master. Send this baby up. There we go. So now everything is joined up into one account, one single subtool. They sell water sludge with sugar, but still got tricked. Because yuck. Oh, really? Water sludge with sugar. Like, you mean like a slush? Like they sell it in a can or a bottle? So here you can see that all subtools are individual polygroups, and it's easier to select. Yeah. No, I want the purple. I want the purple. Sir, I would like the purple. Thank you. And I'm gonna take the buttons. Gonna reverse the selection. I'm just gonna remove these ones. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't need the buttons right now. So purple, violet, and yellow. I'm gonna mask it and revert the mask. And from here, we're gonna move it. Like so. We need some rotation, but not too much. Like that. I want to make sure that this part over here connects and that the buttons go inside a bit like this, but less exaggerated. And I don't want to use the move tool too much because it's going to deform the shape. And since it's a metal plate, it doesn't deform that much, so we shouldn't see so much deformation. So here, I think we're gonna have to use it, but not too much. I think something like this. And we're gonna bring these ones bottom over here. So when you're standing upwards, your glutes are more tight. They're contracted over here, so that should be good. If we hide this one, yeah, plates are good. Now we might have to inflate a little bit the dress because we don't want this little hole over here, this little pocket. Otherwise we'll have a pocket in the 3D printer and it's gonna leave a mess. We're actually not even gonna print. I'm just gonna add a little bit of thickness and get that thing a little bit closer. There we go. Another thing I want to adjust, but I think we're gonna send it afterwards. Oh, you know what? We can fix it right now. So I'm gonna hide this one, and I'm gonna adjust the pose a little bit. So thinking that we're giving a big swing, what do we feel over here? So right here, I have my shoulder up, have the traps contracted, have the shoulder really close to my ear, and as far as I can go, yeah. So all of this should be closer to her face. So we're gonna do the same over here. And if you're planning on doing some posing, always feel on yourself. You have the reference right in front of you. You can just feel it yourself and you're good. So I'm gonna hide anything that I don't need. So all about the armor. This. All the elements of the armor, I don't need them right now. And they're just hidden, I'm not deleting them. There we go, and we're just gonna focus on the pose. So here, kind of need this part of the chest go upward, because feel your pectoral stretching as your arm is going up. Your chest is stretching and stretching and stretching, and she's way in the back. So her shoulder, this little, your armpit feels like super stretched right now. So we're gonna do the same, and her lats should come a bit over here. So the armor, we're gonna hide it also, just in case we stretch it by accident. Straps, buckle, ornaments, and this little border thingy. Now I'm just moving the limbs, make sure that the form is good, and then afterwards I'll add details. Sorry, trying to find my words. Now I'm just masking a bit of the head because I don't want it to be affected too much. There you go. So my elbow is right here, and I can feel my tricep like stretching. So we're gonna model this part a little bit over here. So I'm gonna grab my clay buildup. Just gonna smoothly create this, and over here I'm gonna create a little divot. So let's use my glove instead of using the mouse. I'm gonna use my pen. Just easier with the pen. Still doable with the mouse, but easier with the pen. Right here. Still a muscular woman. So I'm gonna convey the forms that she is strong. As for the armpit, the elbow, just gonna reduce a little bit because it feels like a balloon. It feels more like an elbow. So like right here, it feels weird. So I'm gonna bring that crease a little bit downwards. Few elements will be hidden with the armor, but we still want to understand the pose a little bit better. Right here. So right now it feels like her hand is going like where it shouldn't go. I feel Like her elbow should be a bit more in the back, like that. And that way it gives the natural flow of her wrist. Let's look at the front one. The front one needs some help. Again, we have that little bit balloon effect happening. The crease, so here it's the opposite arm, so we're right here. As you can see, the crease is right in front of me, and right now it feels like it's going way too up. Still have that balloon effect, so we're just gonna reduce a little bit of the forearm over here, over here. She's lifting her arm, so again, the traps should be engaged a little bit more. Pectoral should be stretched. And over here we can bring this shoulder blade a bit closer because she's going forward, right? Like so. And we need to work on this elbow. So from here, we're gonna add a little bit more mass. So I did the first pass of the poses in Character Creator, and actually I still have the file open, so it's pretty good. So you can see over here that I positioned the character in the pose that we had, and I think we're going to use this as a reference of before and after. So this is the first pass, and now we're focusing on polishing the pose. And for the other characters, this was pretty much things that I was doing off camera, off stream, because I didn't have the time to do everything on the stream. But this is a bit what I do when I'm not streaming right now. So we're here, the arm is getting better. And obviously this is the lowest level of subdivision. So we're probably gonna have more power, more refinement with our details and more subdivision afterwards. Over here, the dress, I just want to bring the dress above her body. I know it looks like a shirt, but the tunic will complement the shirt, and it'll look like a dress. Here, and that right here. All right, so the pose is already getting better for her body. here I just want to add a little bit more of a shoulder action. So a bit more shoulder. Something like this. And we're gonna add all the little wrinkles of the shirt that you can see over here on the wrist, but we're gonna stretch the shirt right here a little bit like this, just to make sure that it has some tension. It's gonna look quite nice. Alright, so that's that. Since she's going over this, like this, she's a bit leaned in. We're gonna do a little bit more stretching on her neck. Just gonna clean that up. Hello, missed the last Friday. Hope you have a great stream. Yes, well, there was no stream last Friday. Unfortunately, I was busy. But thank you for coming today, Soma. It's nice to see the colors. Thank you, thank you. It's actually just polygroups. If I press here, they're all gone, unfortunately. But yeah. This is just a tool to identify which part is what, and it's easier to manipulate each element afterwards. Goes. So over here, the pulse is getting better. I feel like the lats needs to be a little bit more stretched out over here. Yep, it feels better now. It's easier to see where it overlaps. Nice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm just focusing on the upper body for now. And here, so we have our arm raised like this. What do we feel? So here we have our clavicle that should be popping, but here she's wearing a shirt, so it doesn't matter. But this shoulder is quite getting contracted, so we should feel a little bit more of a shoulder action right around here. So I'm just gonna isolate a little bit of her shoulder, move her bicep a bit downwards, and I'm gonna raise her shoulder and smooth as I go, so we can feel a little bit more of a contraction. Bit like a ball, but we know it's her shoulder. That. Just gonna move in her skin a bit inward, shirt a bit outward, so we don't have any funky looking stuff afterwards. It's kind of like as if I'm inflating her muscles. So here we have our arm stretched. So what do you feel underneath? So over here we have our lat stretched, our arm stretched, and here we should feel a little bit more of an armpit. And her lat should be a little bit more engaged, but we should have a little bit more of a hole over here. And this, we can move it a bit over here. Now we don't want to deform her body too much. So here we're just gonna move in our shoulder blade. I think we're just gonna shrug just a bit downward her shoulder. Something like this. So we can feel that the swing is gonna be massive, right? Now, if I bring the armor back, we need to reposition everything. So let's start with the plate, the front plate. We'll have this. These ones, this one, and this one. The buttons, I think I'm gonna redo them. It's gonna be a lot easier than just place them back again. Reverse the selection, mask it, and reverse the mask. No, I don't want this. So here we go. So I'm gonna use a big brush for my move tool because I don't want to stretch too much of the planes. I want to keep it as uniform as I can. Like so. And what we can do afterwards for this little part over here, this one over here, once we send the pose rearranged, I'm gonna be able to add some wrinkles of the shirt, and it's gonna feel a bit more like pressed on the metal plate. I'm gonna do the same for the back. Over here, so like this, mask it, reverse. I'm just gonna hide this because it's in the way. Like so. And this one we didn't need too much of an adjustment because we already adjusted a bit. But like I said, we might gonna have either to increase the thickness until it goes through the shirt, or increase the shirt so it goes through the plate. And by the look of the pose, I think it's gonna be the second option. So we're gonna inflate the shirt until it goes inside the plate. Alright, so that's for the chest. Now we need to adjust. Let's start with the shoulder pad. I don't need this. Actually, we'll mask it. There we go. Now from here, this one is going to be a bit more easier. We're just going to use the gizmo tool. And I'm just going to rotate it until we can see most of the details, and also it doesn't affect the motion of the character. So it should be something. Oops. Something like this. Just gonna rotate it like that. Might have to offset it a bit. Yeah, something like that. Yep. Now I know it's going in, so we should move it a bit upwards like this. Now it's no longer connected to the shoulder, so we're just gonna move it closer. I think we're gonna have to cheat a little bit. Since it's a stylized miniature, it doesn't really matter too much, but just want to look nice at least. Now again, these ones, they need to move. So the pink one, the yellow one, the green one, and the board over here, this one over here, and this one over here. There we go. So I made the guard so that this little curve over here goes over the hand. So we're just gonna match that. I'm gonna align myself to the yellow line of our guard. And I'm just gonna scooch all this together over here. If I rotate like so, we should have something close to what we need. There we go. Kind of looks nice, no? Now, of course, there's some tweaks we need to do afterwards. I know. So, speaking of tweaks, let's move this part. Kind of want this one. Maybe. There we go. Now the straps. There we go. I feel like it needs to be slightly twisted. Just a bit. Yep, something like that. How's that so far? Looks pretty good to me. All right, so let's move with the other arm. Sorry. It's all the sugar inside. Kind of makes my throat all clunky. All right, so here. A bit like the other one, we're gonna rotate outside. so. uh, Sorry. So I don't want this part to go inside the neck, so I'm just gonna move it a bit outside. Barely touching. That's enough. That's fine. And I think we're gonna rotate just a bit. Actually, we can even scale it down. Could be a nice contrast. This shoulder pad is smaller than this one. Like so. Here, what I want is this part. I want it mask. This one also. So I can just move this part over here. Like that. Should be good. It feels like this arm is a bit bigger than the other one, so we're gonna hide the shoulder pad again. I'm gonna mask this part of the head. Just gonna move this. Just trying to slim her down just a bit to match a bit the other arm. There we go. All right, so the forearm guard needs to move just a bit, not too much. It's almost close to what we need. Like that. That's good. And the upper body is done, I think. Might need to tweak a little bit the hands, but not too much. Let's select the body. Let's select the glove, reverse, mask it, and reverse the mask. I don't want to switch too much. Something like that should be enough. All right, so as for the lower part, here already I can see that her body is going through the foot. Move this inside. Yeah, go. Same for this. I think it's going a bit too outwards. Let's grab it over here. Right, and I'm just going to tilt it a bit. Small rotation over here, and I think we're going to go a bit more inside like that. What I'm going to do over here is grab her body, grab her shoe, And what I'll need is to mask everything else. Go to my rotate, go to the transpose tool, and I'm just gonna rotate it like so. And I'm just gonna move this part right here. Yeah, that's better. So make sure just a bit better like that. I'm gonna rotate like that. Yes, sir. All right. So far, so good. I don't know what's happening with my throat, but it's not stopping me to do my mission today. So here, the shoulder guard, not the shoulder guard, the knee guard. Made it here so it's only link to the, I think it was the tibia bone. So everything of the armor was going along with the tibia bone. But what I would like to do, although this is quite interesting, but it kind of feels like this thing is just attached to this part and this one is attached to this part. It kind of feels like a mistake. What I'll do is, let's try it first. I'm gonna mask everything, and what I want to do is actually to move it on the knee. Because it's a knee guard, right? So if I slide it down and get it a bit closer to the knee, I feel like it's less exaggerated, and it's still, we can still understand the style, whoops, the style of the armor set. Now these parts are getting closer, but I don't think it's a big difference. See, something like this, so we understand that the yellow part is meant to protect the knee as it is on this one. So we might have to move this one a bit downwards, the blue one, the one for her right arm, right leg. But I feel like it's a change that needs to be done. Okay. So here I'm gonna hide this one. Hide this one, this one. I want the purple one. There we go. I don't need this. Mask it. Unmask, and I'm just gonna hide again the little tunic. I can see better. This one over here, we're just gonna move it downward and incline it in front. Now it's a weird positioning on her foot, and that's because the animation is more a bit like she's She was going in their swing and she's stepping forward, so not sure we can see it on the camera, but as if she's crossing her body to hit. So we're actually gonna rotate the knee guard a bit and the shin guard. So something like this. It'll feel like we're twisting her leg, and it's a bit the case, but it'll feel a bit more interesting, an interesting pose instead. There we go. This, hide, and hide the yellow one again. Let's move it forward. Well, with that, we're pretty much done. Pretty much done with the lower part. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go on our body. There we go. All right. So what I'll do here is I'll just merge visible everything. And we're gonna have a comparison afterwards. So here, I think we're done. We're just gonna need to move the tunic, but the tunic, you know what? Let's try it here. So tunic. Tunic, I want it just underneath the plate. Chest plate. I want to kind of be connected in this middle part over here. So since her leg is like she's lifting her knee, the tunic should kind of fall close to her hip, like so, but the attachment is still in the middle of the armor, like that. So it should feel like she's kind of falling just on the side of her leg, like that. And since it's lifted, so this part should be a bit higher than this part over here. And a bit quite higher because her knee is quite up there. Just gonna smooth it. And you can see this distance from her butt. We need to get it closer. All right. Kind of cool, kind of cool. All right, so I think we're ready to send this updated post to our high resolution character. We'll remove the mask. We'll make sure that everything is showing on screen and depose. And we're gonna let it work. In the meantime, coffee break. So like I said in the beginning, we're close to the end of the project. And what I wanted to do to launch the project is a Kickstarter. So a Kickstarter with the mind that I'm gonna have multiple packs for you guys available. So I'm thinking a limited amount for printed elements that I'll print myself and send to you guys. So I think we're gonna have maybe 5 or 10 slots for these ones, because it's if we're thinking about a chessboard, it's 16 piece, right? So even though we're doing one pawn, but it's multiple pawns, so it's 8 pawns, and you're gonna have also 2 knights, 2 rooks, 2 bishops. So it's a bit of a production line that we're planning ahead for these ones, so that's why it would be limited. And as for the STL files, well, that's going to be a little bit more available for everybody. Probably going to have some early birds discounts, and yeah, some early birds also for maybe the 75 millimeter prints. So these ones I'm planning on having only one of each, because I don't think you're gonna play with a massive piece like this knight over here. I don't think you're gonna play chess with these. So yeah, so these ones are pretty much more for painting and hobby. So these ones are gonna be available one of each. So I'm thinking for print two packs. If you want to play chess, you can have the pack of chess, and if you want to just paint them, pack of painting, 5, maybe 10 limited printed in the 2 categories. And yeah, otherwise you'll have the STL files available to print them yourself, and also you can probably going to have a pack for commercial licensing. So if you're planning on printing them and selling them, or just selling the prints, selling the files, it will be available. But it's going to have another price for this pack, obviously. And otherwise, if you just want to support, we'll still have the availability to support without any rewards. But if you want to reward, you're gonna have multiple packs and multiple choice. I'm planning to do that for the launch, and also we're probably gonna have our website coming up soon. As I'm doing the Kickstarter, I'm probably gonna develop the website so you guys can buy them afterwards on the website. And for those who will have a discount code, I'm probably gonna use it on the website and also on my mini factory. That way it's available for most people. Yeah, so I think what do you guys think? Should I do a Kickstarter? I think it's a good idea, but maybe you guys have other ideas in mind. So here we have our new pose. So our pose polished, but we still have a little bit more work to do. As you can see, the pants are a bit weird. We also have the tunic, which doesn't sit right on top. But if we compare our new improved pose to what we had before, I think it's obvious that you have a way more convincing pose and body parts on the right one. All right, so let's continue polishing. Let's go with the tunic while we're still on it. It's gonna remove the symmetry. Gonna move this part and just gonna move this part. It's gonna be a quick fix for the tunic. Call it a tunic, but actually it is part of the dress that she's wearing right now. So if we can look at it this way, we can kind of give it a color. So something like this. Fill object. I want this one. Fill object. And the glove might be a bit more darker. Fill object. The pants could be like that. You can see like it's part of the same color palette. So if we want to put a little bit color on her skin, something like that. And while we're at it, let's kind of paint the whole model so we can see a bit more how everything works. So her hair, we could go with the classic orange hair. Like that. Orange reddish hair. Same for this one. Same for this one. And her eyebrows. So the crown, we can go with a yellowish. Kind of an interesting accident right here to have the whole armor kind of goldish. Feel like it's kind of cool. And let's give her a tongue color. Yep, something like that. Her teeth, now there are teeth here. I'm not sure if I can just, no, it's one tool, so we're probably gonna have no choice to keep them white like that. While we're at it, let's go with the eyes. If I'm not mistaken, I can actually go over here and grab this part. Yep, there we go. That's better. good, that's good. So here, 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 and this part, let's give it a gold. Yeah, that's good. That's a good color. These ones will go a bit brighter, I think. So that's for the crown. As for the axe, let's give it a dark color like that. What should I put the armor color? So should it be gold, silver? Should it be something else? Maybe a bluish color? Maybe a reddish color? Oh, it's pretty much for just a visual aid. It's not gonna be printed, but it's pretty nice to see. What do you guys think? Something like that for the moment. Let's see what we have if we put the rendering on. Well, I don't think it's a great idea to put the render right now while we're streaming. Wait, and cancel. Oh boy. Just gonna wait. Have all these textures going in, so it's not the best idea to do that. Zbrush is crashing. Let's wait. Let's wait. Because I haven't saved yet. We're gonna wait. Okay, good. Oh boy. Why did I start the render? Hey boy. It wasn't a good idea. Can I cancel it? I want to cancel, please. Oh boy. Zbrush, why are you doing this? Why do you have the message to say press escape to cancel, and yet when I press escape you continue? What's happening? I tried to do a render and realized that it wasn't a good idea. So I'm canceling the render, but the software just wants to go on its own. So I'm waiting because I haven't saved yet. Also, that's not the best practice I'm showing you guys. And yeah, so it's kind of, I think the software is trying to continue its job, and I'm saying stop it, so it doesn't know what to do right now. Now, what's crazy is once you're doing a render, you can always press escape to abort the render. But yeah, I don't. Stop it, machine, stop! Please! I don't want you to continue. Yeah, boy. Help! Help! Oh boy. Hopefully it'll finish the render, and it's a bummer because I know it's a lot of textures on, and there's some elements that has a lot of resolution, so it's gonna take more time, but it's a bummer for you guys to just see a computer crash on a live streams. I think we're gonna have like maybe another, I think it's another 20 minutes. No, not 20 minutes, but 12 minutes maybe. I don't know. We'll see. No, I get it. You're showing us what what not to do. Exactly. Yeah, I'm showing you guys what not to do. You should always save before doing some stupid stuff like I'm doing. Yeah. You know, the worst part is I thought to myself, ah, it's not too much. We don't have too much resolution on the file, but I realized that some of them has like some noise texture on, other has like a dynamic subdivision on, so Zbrush have to calculate all that and showing me the best result possible. And it's a crappy camera shot, like it's so far away, we don't see anything. Oh boy, I should have just waited and saved. Eh, gonna learn today. So in the meantime, I'm gonna fill up my water bottle and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna let you guys with this fantastic screen of my computer crashing. What up? I'm back. halfway there, so it's pretty, we're getting there, And our little intern is swinging by today. Let me just open the curtain so she can go outside. Well, not go outside, but see outside. Let me see. Yeah. Our little intern over there. Oh boy, just see a black spot. But she's right there. Yeah. Water check. Yes, indeed. Cat is going to the light. Oh god, no. Lady Calypso, whisk is forth of her name, don't go. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, she just woke up. Little sleepy eyes. Come on, you got this, Zbrush. You can do this. You know what? In the meantime, what I'll do, I'll show you guys how I'm planning on printing these folks. There we go. So here I have a file with everything that has been done so far. Yeah. Our little intern right here. Just woke up. Say hi to the people. Be free. All right, so here. Sorry, I'm checking because sometimes she go on top of my 3D printers and I don't like that. Oh, here we go. We're good. We're back in action. All right, let's save. Let's save right away. Right, then I'm gonna save on my file over here. That's good. Just so I can show you guys. So here I have all our characters that we did so far. Plate 3 is empty, so that's good. Okay. So we have our pawn, 75mm, cut in half. We have our king, 75mm, cut in half. So the file here has most of the characters. I believe at first I was doing one file for 35 and one file for the 75. So these two are missing. But here, Oh, actually, no, we have the pawn 35 over here. And here we have the knight. And we have the knight's mount. The knight 75. The mount 75. So I still have to reprint this one because we had a little issue with the right horn. And over here we had a little issues on the shield. And as for the bishop, we had issues, and I realized why we had issues. On the 35mm, this little ball right here didn't print at all, and can imagine why. It doesn't have any, it has this tiny support to hold the whole thing, so pretty obvious why it's not supporting. When we're looking at the 75mm, we have all these 4 supports, and even the one on top, which are more for the end of the scepter, that really helps to print well. So that's 75 and 35 on the same plate. And we have the rook. The rook, which was the latest addition to the group. So the rook, if I'm not mistaken, we had a little bit of issues with, just focus on it, with the beard. So these little parts weren't printed, and that is because we didn't have these little supports. So these ones over here might need a medium, and a medium over here, and a medium over here. Might be a second one right here. You know what, just for good measure, let's put a light one right here and a light one right here. So that way now they can print and have some support on them. See, this one is just one ball, so it's printing well. The little mustache was having a bit of issues, so we're gonna put 2 light one over here. And same for this one, 2 light ones should be good. I hope so. And for this part, yep, same goes for this part. So here, I'm gonna go with a medium one. Put some pillars right here. And since it's a 75mm, I'm gonna put more mediums. Maybe going overboard, but I prefer the print to print than to have issues and missing some parts. This over here and this one over here. No, this one. You might hear my little intern speaking. There we go. I think these two, it's gonna do the difference. And yeah, have the file ready, almost ready to go. And I need to do some more printing testing. So I'm gonna save this file. And we're gonna go back to our queen. So let's adjust the pants. First off, the pants, this one over here. Just gonna smooth that part. Smooth this part. And that's it. So here, for the pants, we have this this part over here. And I realize it's using symmetry. There we go. So I'm gonna hide the tunic and focus only on the pants for now. And for the rest of the stream, I'm just gonna work on giving some details and actually just working on the forms so we can understand a bit more of the motion going through. We're so back. We are, Soma. We're back. And we saved. We saved, don't worry. So here, smooth a little bit. I kind of want to fill the material with the crease right here. Same over here. Something like that. Soma, what do you think the armor should look like? Beige, bronze, silver, gold armor. It won't make a difference when it's printed, but right now for this this stream, let's see. Silver for sure. All right, let's go. So let's try to find a silver color. Oh, that's pink. How's that, Soma? Okay, let's go, let's go. There we go. Now we have our color. Now we need to make that crease. Hey, what's happening? Bam! Come join the stream, little intern. She's a very vocal cat. Every time she wakes up, she is talking to us. Now, sometimes I know she's asking for food, but she is well fed, and we give her a lot of food, but she still wants more. So I think it's a manipulation tactic to have more food. What she's supposed to have. So here we have that little tension. I want to feel a little bit of tension because she's stretching. And over here I want a bit more tension on the knee. Oops, too tight. So something like that. We can feel the ripple. And usually for ripple you have the Y shape, you have the Z shape and C shape. So over here we're gonna make like a little Z, but a big Z. Here you have that starting. And from here, we're gonna have that crease over here. Actually, it's more like a reversed C. Here, with that. Feel tension over here, and here we're just for the printing purposes we're gonna move the knee closer to the shoulder, the knee. What's up? What's up? There we go. And as for this part over here, add some folds right here. More folds. See that Z starting. There we go. So I feel like with that, we put in the tunic. We can feel like the fabric is folding, increasing, and all that stuff. And here we're just gonna convey the crack over here, and I think we're gonna fill it just a bit because it's a bit too perfect, too round. So afterwards, I'm just gonna clean these parts over here from the body, and the body are like showing. So it's kind of practice to have. It's kind of useful to have poly paints on your canvas, so that way you can spot easily the skin going through the armor, and you just fix it like that. I think she wants to play. But I'm busy. I am busy. Here, we're just gonna adjust the plate a bit. Here we go. That's looking good. That's looking good. Alright, so here, while we're at it, let's add some subdivision on the upper part of the dress. Little intern is moving all around the office. So here we have those little wrinkles that we wanted for our shirt. Actually, we're gonna increase a little bit the material, quite a bit. Smooth it. Like that. And here, like I said before, this part, we're just gonna scooch it. Also for the body, just gonna move it over here. What I want to do is with our standard brush, I'm gonna add just a little bit of a ripple over here. little valley. This is where that little Y comes in. So this part and this part are gonna work together. We can understand that the shirt is a bit looser than the armor. There we go. So that's that. So on our knee, not. So I'm calling the knee the shoulder, and the elbow I'm calling it the knee. So I'm a bit confused today. All right. So on our shoulder, we want to feel the tension on the clothes. We just need to put some little bit of X mark over here. It doesn't have to be an actual X, but a little star over here, and we can feel that the elbow is having tension with the cloth. Something like that. I'm just gonna connect this fold over here. And as you can see, we can feel a bit more of the tension. And let me see if my intern is doing something. What's poppin'? People are here for the stream, but also for you, right? Ah. There you go. That's some ripple over here. There we go. So we can feel a bit more of the clothes happening, the folds. I'm gonna isolate and work on this part. Yeah. We're gonna adjust the straps afterwards. So here on the straps, actually, we're just gonna add a little bit of folds right around them. Like that. And I kind of exaggerate because when we're printing, I tend to lose a lot of details. And that way we can feel the difference on the strap. Here, we're gonna do the same thing we did. So a little bit of wrinkles action over here. Stretch. Stretch, fold. And same little X we had on the elbow. Well, nice and easy, just adding a little bit of details, a little bit of forms on our dress right here. gonna add a little bit of material right here because I feel, yep, I'm showing too much skin. So here, a little bit like what we did earlier, just gonna do a little fold right a bit around all the armor. Just want to feel that the fact that she's wearing the armor on top of her clothes. It's obvious, but we can read it better this way. See? It's way better than what we had a couple of minutes ago. Actually, I'm just gonna smooth a little bit over here because sometimes too much wrinkles is a bit too much. See, like here on our bicep, we don't have any. So I'm gonna do a bit the same over here. And so we can feel a little bit of the bicep. I'll just do one small one over here, and that's it. Like that. I think that's good enough for me, and we need a little bit more in this shoulder blade. Oh, I'm not on the I'm not on the shirt. Now we have it. And something like that. And a little bit for the shoulder guard. Here we go. How's that looking? Huh? Pretty good, pretty good. So I think I'm gonna stop the stream right here. I don't want to get myself too cocky on starting a part that I can't finish in front of you guys. So, without rendering and before I'll save, I'm just gonna do a little quick turntable for you guys. What I'll do over here is I'll go here and focus, and let's just run it like that. Hope you had a great day. Thank you for coming today to the stream. It means a lot to me. Every time that you guys come, comment, and interact, helps me grow the channel even more. And stay tuned for the Kickstarter. I'm gonna start that soon. Right after this one is done, I'm gonna start planning the Kickstarter. And you guys can probably gonna know, like, subscribe to the Kickstarter. I'm not gonna launch it right away, but I'm just gonna make it public, and it'll allow you guys to see the progress of the Kickstarter, the whole shebang. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna have some message going into my Instagram, and yeah, so it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a great way to launch this project. Thank you for going along with this project, and I think next stream we're gonna start a new project, or if not, we're probably gonna do some final touches on this one, and probably talk about the new project. Some nice, interesting ideas that I have. Might be in between two of them. Might be in between making the elves army for this chessboard, or might be another project that I have in mind with the 7 warriors that I have in my head. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I appreciate every single one of you. I wish you a great weekend and a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.